Okay, I'm gonna have to compromise some of the angle of the camera quality for a phone that doesn't melt down every 2 minutes. The sun is just,
he doesn't bring it back.
it's relentless. So
Warm up in here on deck.
what I really need to do, I need a MacGyver together some kind of cooling system for this phone. It doesn't end in an explosion. MacGyver always managed to do that, but I'm not MacGyver. Very possible my cooling system would lead to something that would make the local news at 5 o'clock, wipe out half the complex here. We're in Tucson today. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
It's going to be a fun one. Let's go.
My man. Nate Jackson. Feeling good, Nate? Feeling good? Feeling good? Good.
As good as it can be.
All right.
A lot of legal drugs. Stuff is legal here.
Some medicinal remedies may have been imbibed last night by Nate Jackson to get himself ready. Okay, I know you can't see a damn thing here, so this is so bad. I hate the fact that I can't get this. Can't get the whole field. You can't even see the screen. I'm guessing where the batter and the pitcher are. So I'm just going to go forward. Again, if you're not happy with this stream, number one, I don't blame you. Number two, check out the TCMBL Twitch feed. Set up behind home plate. You'll at least be able to see the game. But I'm going to do it just my best at letting you guys know what's going on. So if you're driving, if you're watching this after the fact and you can't sit in front of a screen, maybe you'd rather hear what's going on, I can at least do that. So we got Diamond Dan leading off. Diamond's led off whole tournament for the Mammoth. In terms of what we're seeing on the mound, it's a righty, pretty garden variety, cookie cutter righty, which is positive because Randy came out here, pitched down in the zone, called a strike. Randy came out here to watch these guys play their first game. We had a bye, so these guys were played one game already. He said they had a very big, very hard-throwing lefty. We managed to avoid that. It's a walk by Dan. On-base machine. This pitching, assuming we don't run into some kind of catastrophic team-wide slump, this is the kind of pitching that I think these guys are going to feast on. They may have an arm that they can bring in, but I would say unless this guy has a lot of movement and a lot of control, we should be making pretty solid contact this afternoon. Man on first, bottom of the first, no score. Casey Johnson at the plate. Casey got off to a great start this tournament. Picked up where he left off in the summer, just barrel after barrel. And a little road bump. That ball, it's an attempted pickoff, threw it by the first baseman. Fences are pretty tight to the field here, so that one did not travel far before it hit a fence. Came back to the first baseman. Dan could not advance. Remains at first base. I don't think he'll be there too long. Saying that Casey ran into a little hiccup yesterday, struggled a little bit. Saw some slower pitching in our first game. Expecting a bounce back here. Good take. Good take. It's down. This offense, if you haven't been following along, has been nothing short of thermonuclear, I would say. It's a high fastball. Pretty strong throw down to second. Dan beat it. Man on second, nobody out. I think the count is 3-0. I'm hoping that this sun moves to an angle in a little bit where I can get a better shot at this. I know this is atrocious. I feel like I have one job down here, and that's to produce this stream. So this angle right now feels a little bit like a pop out to the pitcher when there's a man on third with less than 2 outs. There's a part of me that just wants to drop the camera, walk to the parking lot, drive out to the airport, get a ticket, fly home without saying anything to anybody. But I'm going to fight that urge, Corey. I'm going to fight it. An early meeting on the mound. Some early concern. I was saying before the stream was interrupted, the Lumberjacks have faced teams from this part of the country in the past, and they've always been very good. This angle, you guys can't see a freaking thing. I'm going to work on an angle after this inning. So, got Billy Houseman batting third. The lineup is pretty much unchanged. Big swing. Billy took a couple innings off in the first game yesterday. Played the full game the second game, had a couple of nice hits. I was saying in that game, how my perception is that Bill likes that fastball down. We saw a harder thrower yesterday who got it down, and Billy barreled it. Off-speed pitch, that's deep in the hole, that's gonna get through. Diamond's gonna score. Ball gets by the left fielder. Billy's rounding second. Wow, he's wheeling for third. It's gonna be a play at third. He's there, standing. And here we go again. A lot of attaboys.
Louis did that 3 months ago, fucking concussion. I was like, I gotta hit it.
Earmuffs, guys, earmuffs. So that was a ground ball to the left side to the shortstop's backhand side. Shortstop could not reach it. Casey scored. Billy went to third because the ball got under the left fielder's glove. So now we've got a man on third, 2 runs in, nobody out. Emery Hull at the plate. Compromise our. Everybody wants to see Emery hit, so let's take a chance with the sun here. That's Emery. It's a pop up. It's gonna get out of play. Man on third, nobody out, bottom of the first. Mammoth up 2-0. Playing the Long Island Twins, who won the opening game of this playoff round. We had a bye. That is a blast. Stay fair, stay fair, stay fair. It's going to be foul. That one did not clear the fence, but it probably traveled. There's no signs here. That was probably a 330-foot blast to left that one hopped the fence, and Ray said he didn't know where that went. The left fielder sprinted for it and just kept running. There's an opening out there, a little bit like Bo Jackson running through the mouth of the tunnel in that famous clip of him when he joined the NFL. Moonlighted. But now he's back out and left. Probably a couple steps back now. It's a pretty nice curveball. Emery reached out for it. I don't think this is going to be deep enough. Oh, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. What a shame.
Yeah, baby, let's go! Go! Come on. You got to sing, Mom. That a kid. Let's go. Nice to meet you.
One thing that Randy told me when he was watching these guys before the game was that really good pitching. I don't know if it was Randy, maybe it was somebody else. Really good pitching, somewhat suspect defense, and not necessarily smashing the baseball around. And as Paul Murphy pointed out, you know, if we got to pick one of the three that we want to face, it's probably the good pitching team, because this team can handle good pitching. You know, if you get a team that's just mashing the baseball, we saw that with the Bombers, and they were able to score a couple runs off Matt Grill. Had enough pitching to hold us down. We lost that 1-1. Again, this guy actually threw a pretty tight curveball to Emery. I don't know if you could tell, but Emery reached for it. And punched it to right. Man on first, nobody out, bottom of the first. 3-0 Mammoth. Emery's breaking, high pitch. This guy threw from his knees. He's got a great arm. It's a high pitch. He caught it while leaning forward. And as he was falling to his knees, he used that momentum to rifle the ball down to second base, but Emery got there. I think if that pitch is a strike and he can get his body behind it, it's probably a very close play. I can't see what you guys can see. This is so disturbing. 5-hole today, as he has been all tournament, is Nate Stark. Nate has been splendid with the bat. Splendid's probably the word, because that was the adjective used to describe Ted Williams, the splendid splinter. The guy who reminds me more of Ted Williams than Nate Stark is back home, watching this stream right now, Tom Corcoran. It's a high fastball that's way out of the zone. Cork's got a little Williams to his swing. It's no wonder he's got the art of hitting manual that, if you grew up in the 80s and probably early 90s, that was the hitting Bible. Maybe before that too. It's just when I got it. So ground ball on the first base line, easy play for the first baseman. Moved Emery over to third base though, so he did his job. It's 1 out. 3-0 Mammoth, bottom of the first.